Let's talk about the most controversial decision in Spanish football history. 0 Real Madrid players in Spain's World Cup squad. Not one. For the first time ever, the biggest club in Spain has been completely shut out, and Spain are second favorites to win the whole thing. This is either genius or it's going to be a disaster. There's no middle ground. Luis de la Fuente looked at Real Madrid, a club that just won La Liga, and said no thanks. Not Carvajal, not Nacho, nobody. When asked about it, he gave the perfect political answer. I don't look at whether they come from one club or another. Except he clearly does because the Real Madrid players aren't there. Here's the reality. Madrid and the Spanish FA have been at war for 2 years. It started with the Ballon d'Or boycott. It continued with disputes over player release. There's genuine bad blood. And De La Fuente decided that team harmony matters more than individual talent from a club that might bring drama. Is he right? We'll find out. Because if Spain win without Madrid, he's a genius. If they crash out in the quarters, this decision will haunt him forever. There's no in-between. Now let's talk about the kid everyone's obsessed with, Lamine Yamal, 19 years old, phenomenal talent. We all saw what he did at the Euros, the vision, the creativity, the audacity. He's a superstar, no question. But here's what nobody wants to say out loud. He's 19 and he's injured. Hamstring problem, might miss the first game, might miss the second game. Nico Williams, their other explosive winger, same thing, hamstring. Both of Spain's chaos creators might not be fit until Game 3 against Uruguay. You know what happens when your game plan relies on 2 wingers and both are injured? You become exactly the Spain everyone knows how to defend. The possession-heavy, sideways passing team that dominates the ball but doesn't actually hurt you. We've seen that Spain lose before. 2018, out to Russia on penalties. 2022, out to Morocco on penalties. Possession means nothing if you can't score. And that brings us to the striker situation. Mikel Oyarzabal is described as a striker who produces in big moments. That's a very polite way of saying he doesn't score consistently. Ferran Torres, same story. Good player, not a killer. Borja Iglesias? Most people outside Spain have never heard of him. Compare that to France with Mbappe, Brazil with Vinicius, England with Kane. Spain's attack is technical and clever, but it's not clinical. And World Cups are decided by moments. One chance, one finish. Does Spain have the player who delivers when it matters? I'm not convinced. The midfield, though? World class. Rodri is the best defensive midfielder on the planet. Pedri and Gavi are brilliant when fit. Fabian Ruiz had an excellent season. This midfield can control anyone. They can outpass you, outpossess you, dictate the entire game. But here's the problem. This midfield is amazing at controlling games they're winning or games that are level. It's not built to drag you back from 2 goals down. It's built on control, not chaos. And at World Cups, you need both. You need to blow teams away when you can, and you need to fight back when things go wrong. Spain have the first part, not sure about the second. Defensively, this is the weak spot, and it's hidden by how good the midfield is. Unai Simon, David Raya, Joan Garcia, all good keepers. But the actual defense? Eric Garcia is smart but not quick. Pau Torres is excellent on the ball but struggles in foot races. The fullbacks are solid, not spectacular. What does that mean? If you press Spain high and force transitions, if you isolate their defenders against pace, you can hurt them. Morocco did it. Russia did it. The blueprint exists. Don't try to outpass Spain. Sit deep, stay compact, win it back, then hit them fast before their defense can set. This Spain defense will give you chances. Now the group. Group H. Uruguay, Saudi Arabia, Cape Verde. Should be straightforward, right? But think about what could go wrong. Game 1, Cape Verde. Yamal and Williams don't play. Spain dominate but don't finish. Draw 1-1. Suddenly there's pressure. Game 2, Saudi Arabia. Spain dominate again, don't kill it off, concede on a counter. Another draw. Now they're facing Uruguay needing a result, and Uruguay know exactly how to shut teams down. That game ends 0-0. Spain finished second in the group and faced Germany or Netherlands in the round of 16. The path to the final just got brutal. I'm not saying that will happen, I'm saying it could. And it could happen because Spain don't have a plan for when things aren't perfect. No game-changing striker off the bench, no defender who can lock down a lead, no chaos factor, just control. And control is great until it isn't. Here's a pattern that should terrify Spain fans. Since winning in 2010, Spain's World Cup record is abysmal. Group stage exit in 2014, round of 16 in 2018, round of 16 in 2022. They haven't made a quarterfinal in 16 years. Meanwhile, they won the Euros in 2012 and 2024. The pattern? Spain dominate Euros. They struggle at World Cups. Why? Euros are in Europe. Familiar conditions, easier travel, better time zones. World Cups are different. This one's in North America. Different climate, different pressures. And Spain's recent World Cup history is terrible for a team that's supposed to be elite. So here's the bottom line. Spain have a brilliant squad on paper. World-class midfield, teenage superstar in Yamal, a coach who's won a major trophy. But the question marks are massive. Can they score enough goals without a clinical striker? Can their defense hold up against elite attackers? Can they handle being second favorites? Can Yamal deliver at 19 while dealing with injuries? Can they win without Real Madrid if things get difficult? Those aren't hypotheticals. Those are legitimate questions without answers. If everything goes right, Spain win this tournament. If Yamal's fit, if the midfield dominates, if Oyarzabal gets hot, if the defense doesn't crack, then yes, they can win. But that's a lot of ifs. And World Cups aren't won by teams where everything goes right. They're won by teams who can handle things going wrong, teams who grind out results when playing badly, teams with players who produce magic in chaos. Does this Spain team have that? We're about to find out. The World Cup starts in 4 days. Spain face Cape Verde on June 12th. Every game from there tells us whether De La Fuente's gamble, building a team without Real Madrid and betting everything on a 19-year-old, pays off or costs them a trophy they should have won. Drop a comment with where you're watching from and who you think Spain's biggest threat is, and tell me if leaving out Real Madrid was genius or madness. Let's see what happens.